Welcome to a mixed economy. This is our another video on a mixed economy. So, a mixed economy, as we have moved from a command system and a free market system, we're now looking at a mixed economy being a combines elements of both market and command economies, incorporation features of both systems. Which means this is a system that is formed provided by both features of the command system and the free market system. So let's move on and look at the characteristics of a mixed economy. There's private and public ownership. Mixed economies allows for private ownership and operation of business alongside state or public ownership of certain industries or services. So we are looking at the issue of private ownership and public ownership, whereby we are having business being run by the private sector and business being run by the public sector. This dual ownership such as aim to harness the efficiency of the markets while addressing social needs through government intervention. So the issue that we are saying that we are allowing markets to operate freely through harnessing the structures of which promotes efficiency, which is coming from the private sector. But we are also looking at the public sector playing a role whereby the government is addressing social needs through government intervention. That's the issue of private and public ownership. Then we have market forces and government intervention. While market forces of supply and demand play a significant role in determining prices and production distribution, the government can also intervene and regulate the guide economic activities. The intervening can take various forms such as taxation, subsidies, and regulation. So government is intervention whenever we are talking about the operation of the market forces of supply and demand much more freely. The government is intervening in its intervention in taxation, make sure that whenever consumers are highly taxed by the private players, the government play a crucial role in terms of taxation. And also there's when the other economies, other businesses are struggling, the government can intervene and also providing subsidies that promotes lower prices and increase in the quantity of products. And also talking about regulation that makes sure that the private sector doesn't burden the consumers, the people of the country. So that's the issue of market forces and government intervention. How they have to play together and play a significant role in the distribution of goods and services in the economy. Then we have consumer choice. Consumers in a mixed economy generally have variety of choice in terms of products and services because they have the benefit of both worlds, reflecting the diversity of the market-driven system. However, the government may regulate certain aspects for the consumers or achieve specific goal. That's like if the consumer is being targeted through harmful drugs, some of the goods that have a negative impact on their health, they got to make sure that it protects the consumer by saying to the private companies or the private owners that provide full information about the value of the products, that the consumers will be aware of of the disadvantages of consuming a particular good. That's when you realize how the government may intervene and regulate, make sure that they protect the consumer through SARS Consumer Protection Consumer Association of Zimbabwe, whereby they have to protect consumers. Then you have profit motive. A profit motive remain a driving force for the private businesses. Entrepreneurs and companies aim to maximize profit, contributing to economic growth and innovation. But you have to know that by having the private businesses operate, they run on a profit motive so that they aim to continue to foster innovation in economic growth moving forward, which is one of the crucial things that is needed in an economy. And then you have government provision of public goods. The government is one which provide the public goods which um, consumed, they are non-excludable and non-rivalry. The government often provide public goods such as education, healthcare, and infrastructure to ensure widespread access and address market failures. Because market failure, as we talked about it, denotes a situation whereby the free market economy provides certain goods which are socially desirable, which provide social benefits to the citizens of the country. So when you look at the government in a mixed economy, they are the one which then addresses the market failure by providing the essential goods and services such as healthcare, education, and infrastructure. They also have competition regulation. Competition is encouraged within the private sector to promote efficiency and innovation because without competition, we can't have efficiency and innovation. However, the government may also regulate industries to prevent monopolies and ensure fair competition and protect consumers. Because we don't want monopolies to exist, because consumers will not be safe, because they cannot. The government will try to intervene to protect consumers unfair uh, through unfair pricing practices, which may be practiced by those monopolies if they are allowed to exist. So the issue is that the government may come in and try to protect consumers by ensuring that consumers are not exploited by charging them higher prices, whereby we limit them their consumer surplus. That's not going to be a good thing to operate in such kind of environment. Then also you have to look at income distribution. In a mixed economy, the income disparities. Government often implement social welfare programs like mean-tested benefits and some of the unemployment benefits. Government often implement social welfare programs that aims to redistribute income and wealth to the disadvantaged people in the country. So we have even progressive taxation, which address inequality, whereby we tax the high income earners the most tax, and we tax the low income earners the less tax, and provide a safety net for vulnerable populations, because you know that the people who are vulnerable, they need government protection in terms of redistribution of income and wealth. Then have flexibility and adaptability. A combination of market mechanisms and government intervention allows for greater flexibility and adaptability to changing economic conditions. Look at the Adam Smith invisible hand. That's the combination of a market mechanism that aims to harness the adaptability and changes in economic conditions. This helps the economy to respond to changes and uncertainties, because we don't want to live in an economy which have uncertainties. Then, in summary, when you look at the examples of mixed economies, we have many of the Western countries such as the United States, Canada, and various European Union nations. The balance between market forces and government intervention can vary, leading to different degrees of mixing practice. So you have to know that the degree of mixing practice differentiate depending on the balance between the market forces and the government intervention, can vary, leading to different degree of mixing practice. So which means the issue of having the mixed economy is coming as a result of, once they practice the mixed economy, they came up to a conclusion that we're supposed to have a balance between market force and government intervention. That's how we can have a much more functional economic system. So with this,